So, when we're doing underhand, guys, what do we do? Huh? Horseshoe, perfect. And where do we do the horseshoe from?
The recession line.
Very good. You can use clips, but if the hair is long enough, it'll tend to stay in place, yeah? Some people's recession points will lay slightly higher or lower, depending on the way their hair sits, yeah? So what I always do, guys, after I've done my consultation and I've found out how much the client wants, whenever I come in to do underhand, I always cross-check it first. Just on the section of where I'm going to cut, on my first section. Do you know why I do that? Yeah, to see how the cut before was like. That's the main thing. Another reason why is because, you know this first section here, what's that? No, normally it's shorter here, on your first hairline, yeah? Reason being is because, as you know, when we're finishing, and we're doing all the ends, and we comb the hair out, and we cut across the face, in this section here, it tends to take it shorter. So then you'll notice when you get your next haircut, it will literally go where the front will be probably about that much shorter than the rest. Yeah? Not all the time, but that's what you find. So what will end up happening is, let's say the front was slightly shorter, and it slightly is, yeah? You're going to do that first section, and a client wants that much off. Once you get more into the centre of the side, you're going to take even the middle bit there even shorter. Yeah?
Barry?
Yeah.
So you're determining whether to cut from basically the back or the front first, right?
No, we're still going to cut from the front.
Oh.
The only thing that I may do is even just leave the first section.
So you kind of then judging the first section a bit shorter so that when you get to the middle, it's the length he's wanting off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I don't really want to touch that. Where, as I can see on this side here, it's literally about that much shorter, so it's not a big deal. But I have seen some cases where the first bit is literally about that much shorter. So suddenly you're taking that front bit, an extra bit of that much off, suddenly when you get to the rest of it, you're taking double that. And then suddenly all of it looks too short, and then the client's like, hold up, you're taking too much off now. Yeah? So that's why I just check, just to make sure. That's all it is. Yeah? So when we come with our underhand as well, always make sure that it's wet. And when I come in for my section, we're always making sure, when we pull up our underhand, we're making sure that we're standing parallel and we're bringing it straight out to our chest, yeah? And when I'm bringing it out as well, what I want you to be aware of is that your fingers are coming up straight, yeah? A lot of the time what most people do is they sort of tilt in their fingers. And then what ends up happening, this section here, around the curvature, slightly goes a lot shorter. And then once you go to connect the two in, later on, you've messed it up, yeah? So, I'm going to come in with my section to put in my guide, yeah? So when I'm bringing it in, as you can see, I'm keeping aware that I'm not tilting in the top of my finger, yeah? So I can see in the mirror that I'm straight now, yeah? As you can see, it looks like my knuckles are slightly more closer to the head than my fingers, yeah? So I know that my client wants off roughly about that much, yeah? So that's what I'm going to start with. And as you can see, I'm bringing it straight out from the head to my chest, yeah? And the reason why we're bringing it straight out from the head, why is that, guys? What's that?
You don't want to over-direct.
Exactly. It's because I don't want to over-direct, yeah? Because all what's going to happen is you're either going to go from short to long or long to short, yeah? So we've got to make sure that we're bringing it out straight. So we're checking from the shape of the head where that hair is coming out, yeah? It's coming directly straight out. And making sure as well, guys, what's very important is that we're getting the tension right, yeah? And we're only cutting the second knuckle, yeah? And why is that, guys, that we cut to the second knuckle?
Tension.
Yes.
You can also cut yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can cut yourself, and also it's about the most tension that you can get, yeah?
Ready, go. Yeah, go.
So, now, with me, guys, I tend to check every 2 to 3 sections, just to keep on top of it, yeah? Because honestly, always you can slightly just over direct, ever so slightly. And if you don't check enough, all you're going to do is suddenly you're doing a perfect haircut and then suddenly it's going to go very, very short, yeah? So as you can see as well, when I'm bringing out the hair, I'm making sure I'm bringing it out straight, yeah? And getting enough tension on it. I'm always moving down my column so I can get enough without cutting my fingers as well, yeah? And get enough tension. As you can see, I'm bringing it out, yeah? And I'm always checking. Same again, guys. I'm coming in with my new section and I'm taking a bit of my previous. And as you can see, I comb out and then I come back on myself. The reason why I do that is because now, as you see, when we normally comb this way, we tend to push the hair away and we end up over directing, yeah? So by coming back on ourselves, we're going to end up bringing it right in front of us. And as you can see, the way the hair sits, it's coming straight out from the head, yeah? And just make sure that we've got that right tension, yeah? As you can see, guys, as well, whenever I'm cutting, I always look above just to see that I'm bringing it out straight, yeah? And as you see as well, when I do my sections, I use my wider teeth to get my section, and when I go to comb away, I use my smaller teeth. Do we know why we do that?
Tension in the teeth.
Yes, get more tension.
What, in the smaller teeth?
Yeah, so it ends up pulling the hair away and it sits perfectly.
Yeah.
Rather than using our wider teeth, and when I comb it, it just wants to bounce back. By using the smaller teeth, it adds more tension and I slightly tilt my comb in as well, yeah? As you can see, guys, I always fold my fingers as well, because that gives me more tension to slightly tilt my fingers more towards me. Rather than having it up, if you see when I comb like this, look at my fingers, can you see they're slightly going in? Yeah? When I put my fingers in, it slightly brings it away from the head. Yeah?
Magic trick.
Yeah. So it ends up enhancing it to make sure that we're getting it square, yeah? And as we can see, I can see my guides right there, and I'm bringing it straight out from the head, yeah? And I'm cutting to my second knuckle, yeah? Always checking that I'm coming straight out from the head, yeah? So we can see when we're cutting, straight, yeah? So now guys, this is normally the section where everyone ends up messing it up. Because when we go round the curvature here, yeah? So, I'm going to do this one last section and then I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So, as you can see, I'm combing in to get the tension, combing against it and bringing it out straight, yeah? Looking in the mirror, making sure my finger's alright, looking that it's coming straight out the head, and then I go to cut, yeah? So guys, now, once I go to do my next section, Lewis, you alright? Oh, cool. So, when I go to this next section now, where it's starting to come around the curvature, I've been standing straight to the head, yeah? Now because I'm getting to my next section, I want to take one step to the left. And that is going to make sure that every section I pull out now is going to come directly out of the head. It's the same way of what you can think of is, you know when you're doing a round layer, where we're coming around the shape of the head, but we're bringing it directly straight out from the shape of the head there, yeah? So when the curvature's in here, we want to come straight out. It's the same way coming around this section here. We want to bring it directly straight out, yeah? Another thing guys, always making sure the client's head and chin is parallel with the floor. We don't want them too down or too up, yeah? The only time we want to put them down is if we're tapering the back. So, I'm taking my left step. I'm going to come in, come against, making sure I'm parallel, making sure the hair's coming straight out from the head. Make sure we've got the tension, find my guide. And honestly guys, this is the most common place where you will tend to either start to go too short. So we've got to make sure that we're not doing that, yeah? Now, our next section, combing it away, take that left step, yeah? Coming in. Bringing it straight out from the head, yeah? We've got to find our guide. Straight out from the head. And once we start slightly coming down the head, what we want to do as well is now we want to slightly tilt the client's head down. Because as we can see, once you come to the occipital bone, it's not coming straight no more, it's dipping in. So we want the client's head to be slightly down so we can bring it straight out from the shape of the head. Yeah? So I'm coming down to this section now. And once we start to go lower, we can even bring our knuckles even more closer to the head and coming straight out from the head, yeah? Now we go to our next section.
How big of a section is about the size of the comb, yeah?
Yeah, I take about that much of a section, and then obviously I add my previous into it, about that much of my previous. Yeah? The only reason what you don't want to do is take too much, because all you're going to do is, even if you're getting it right, you're going to over direct on both sides, and the middle bit's going to be shorter. Yeah?
It seems like, at least for me, like when we learned the first 2 weeks, that like when you have the curvature of the back, it's kind of more direct than where the other side.
Yeah, that's what the most common thing is. So making sure, bringing it out straight. Coming in. Coming the other way to get that tension. And working our way down the head. Same again, guys, we're getting down to the bottom now. So we can slightly put the client's head down. And we're coming straight out from the head. Yeah? Always checking, yeah? So, another thing, make sure it's always wet. Because now I can start feeling it drying, and that's going to change the elasticity, yeah? So, I'm going to check where my guide is. I've cut that section now. Coming in, making that left step, and just put your head up. Go. Making sure we're bringing it out straight. Find our guide. See how the motion that I do, I go in once and then the opposite, yeah? I'm always bringing my fingers straight out from the head. So now I'm at this point, I want to bring the client's head straight back down. Come in. See how I'm coming straight out from the head? And it's going to slightly graduate it at the bottom. Same again. Next section.
You can't really rush a scissor cut now.
No, because you end up
just
creating
like
problems, and then you just got to go back and fix it. That's why a lot of people pay a lot of money for a scissor cut.
I was going to ask as well. Like.
See guys, I'm bringing it straight out from the head.
On average, how much would you pay for like a really good scissor cut in London?
40 quid, 40, 50 quid. Even in, not even in central London, not even in central London, you know, your average areas, some people go hairdressers purposely just because they want a good scissor cut. And they'll pay like 20, 30 quid. And the reason that is because a lot of barbers don't like cutting long hair because they're scared of it.
Kind of grown a little bit, right?
What's that?
Grown, like they see
Yeah.
cutting and grown.
Exactly. That's why a lot of the time you'll get scissor cuts where they just start scissor over combing it because they don't know how to do it properly, so they get scared. Oh, I know how to do scissor over comb. I'll just knock it out that way. Yeah. That's my part. Yeah, but I'm just thinking with like rather than double so and then it gets over. See how I keep adjusting the client's head as well. When I get back to the top, I bring it back down. Yeah? Same again, I'm going to put him slightly down again. Don't be scared as well, guys, because the client, would rather you do that to get a perfect haircut, rather than him just feeling, you know, not like to not move at all. He's going to prefer it if it's going to make his haircut better. Yeah. So now, guys, I want to work my way around, putting the horseshoe in again. Because what we don't want to do is end up working our way around, and on this side we've not put the horseshoe in properly, and suddenly we do it too low, and we've just got to go all the way with it. Yeah? Where you want to get the horseshoe exactly the same on both sides. So when you connect, you've got less to deal with. Yeah? Does that make sense? So, I'll check again, just to find where my guide is. I'm going to adjust the client's head again. Bringing it out square. My guides. Working down my section, yeah? Bringing down my client's head again. Bringing it straight out, yeah? And I'll be honest with you guys, scissor cutting is quite relaxing, to be honest. You know, you think when you're doing your clipper cuts and you're all like this all the time, this is quite relaxing.
So timers for us will go off when we do a scissor cut.
What's that?
The timers will go off when we do a scissor cut. Like, is that what you mean? Like, that's when it's gonna be relaxing for us if we're not timed.
Yeah. Well, the difference is,
Can I get an amen?
your timing will be different though. Because you know with a clipper cut, it's like 20-minute clippers, then your scissors 20 and
This is
it's
55.
just all yeah, it's like you've got 55 minutes to do it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, if there's times where I come in and I see you're going a little bit too slow, I'll step in to, you know, speed you up a bit.
How long would you, if we've got sort of around 55 minutes, how long would you say on the horseshoe before moving to the top?
How long should you take?
Yeah, just to kind of get an idea in terms of the sides and back and the
Half
top.
an hour?
That's what I was gonna say, 30.
30 minutes?
35?
And then the remaining sort of 20 on the top?
Yeah. No, but that's top and refining after and everything. And again, guys, I need to slightly bring it down a bit more, just so I can bring it straight out. Because all what you're going to do, if you don't do this, the bottom bit, it's going to come all straight, and then it's like going to go like a step. It's going to slightly come in. That's what we don't want, yeah? Guys, can you just make me aware when it gets to hard pass? Yeah?
You got 7 minutes.
I bet you'd love that, wouldn't you? Come on, there, 7 minutes.
Take a little more.
have to take it over for you now.
Speed it up, please.
Going too slow, Lou. Now you do.
No, it's just because I've got to go on the top, finish it all off as well, yeah? You see how it's still coming down straight though? Yeah?
Do you know, I don't think I know one person who has a scissor cut. That's quite sad about the people I know.
Don't worry, you're not the only one.
Honestly.
I don't know many other than when I'm
I
in
think Jordan was
barbershop.
like the first person we had like that for about 5 years.
It's very common now though, men are growing their hair. They care about the way they look and they want new styles.
Yeah, no, it's just going to help me, yeah. I got one last night, I got home at 8:30. It's great, I'm loving it.
Just put your head down here. Always checking, guys, making sure. You can step to the left, guys, always. Just helps you when you're going around the curvature, yeah? Making sure I can find my guide as well. Perfect, thank you. And you see, like, even when I'm cutting, guys, how like sort of fluent it looks. It looks quite relaxing as well. What do you think?
Yeah.
Honestly, when you're not in a rush and you're doing haircuts like this, it's really nice. About an hour is long enough, trust me.
You got 4 minutes.
4 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
4 minutes, guys.
Everyone's so happy right now.
I could wake up there.
I know, I'm really like taking my time as well.
You gave it time to yourself.
And just put your hand up slightly. And it's just so I'm aware. And around the head, find my guide. Follow it down the head, guys. Taking another step to the left. See how I keep moving over to the left, guys. It's so important. Yeah? So, another thing, guys, as well, making sure that the client's chin is parallel with the floor. Taking that step to the left again, bringing it out straight, finding my guide. how I keep checking all the time, guys? I'm always checking the length of the hair, yeah? Just to make sure. It's so important, honestly, because the most annoying thing ever is when you've done the whole side, the back, you get round to the next side and you check it and you're like, oh my God, I went like that the whole way. It's so frustrating. Because you know you've got to go back and you've got to fix it. Yeah? Isn't that right, Barry?
Yeah, my scissor cuts are really good, have you know?
What's that?
My scissor cuts are really good, have you know?
No, I know. I know, I'm the one that told you they were good, remember? In week 4? Barry's is very good at scissor cutting. Aren't you, Barry? But that was week 4. I haven't seen him since, so I don't know. Huh? Yes, she did. Yeah, he's very good with scissors. So making sure, guys, again, standing straight, bringing it straight out from the side of the head, yeah? What's that? Cool. Oh, I've got 1 minute over there.
My phone was right, man.
I'm talking about that
No,
clock.
man.
Worry about these times here, alright?
Oh God, what have I done to you? I've made you like monsters. That's perfect. I can see one little column there. I need to go over.
Oh, side bed. Yeah. You want to take it?
And then the last little bit. Even though we're going to get them when we're doing the finishing anyway.
Oh, the beard.
There we go.
What do you mean?
Just check the whole thing.
Just finish that. I don't know if we're going to have time, mate. About 10 minutes.
Lovely. So, now guys, see how I'm checking on the sides as well to make sure. Now, we're going to do the top. Now it's not past. Yeah? See that, guys? Yeah?
I'll make it 33.
The world clock, it's 11:32.
I went by that time. I said on that time. Then I point that time there. You know what, it's fine. You lot can be on time off, so don't worry. You enjoy it now. So, now guys, we're going to go to the top. So we're making sure, come with our middle part in, to the side. And we come from the apex, the mastroid. Coming it back. Through the middle. Bear over slightly to the left. Come over. Same again, bear over to the right. Then we've got our profile, yeah? We know as well that our client wanted off about that much. Yeah? So that's what we're going to take off.
Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Making sure our client's head is straight up. We're going to take off that much. To our second knuckle. Pull up, get your tension. The end. Go. Come over to the other side. Section. And we're going to go round, yeah guys? Working down our section.
Would you always go round your hair like this?
It depends. Like, for the way the client wears it, it doesn't look like he styles it that much. It looks like more of a natural over to the side. So for me, that would be round. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look when we get to the other side as well, just to clarify. It might be slightly squared here, but I'll have a look. Same again, working down from our profile line. And guys, I don't know if this was an eye class or you yesterday, but someone lost their guide. Yeah, they were getting a bit stressed out. Oh, I keep missing it. All you do is just go back to your profile line. Yeah? If we're here, you can't, where is it? Where is it? Oh, I know. I'll come back in from the profile line and bring it up. That's how you're going to find it, yeah? Same again, guys. Come in, follow it up, slightly curve your fingers, and that's the round shape we're building, yeah? See that, guys? We come just at the top of the curvature, you can see it's round. Come on to the next one. Again. Stop there. Last one. Done. It's another thing, guys, that I'm seeing a lot of you. You're not coming down all the way to the end of your collar. Yeah, make sure you're doing that because I'm picking it up, especially with this connection. I'm getting one section here that is not being cut. So we've got to make sure that we're getting that. If it's a disconnection, don't worry. If it needs to be cut, it needs to be cut. Yeah? There we go. Now, comb it over. You'll be able to get our next section. We're going to go around again. Oh, what time is going on? Working down our sections, guys. A nice and tidy sections, yeah? Look at that. Coming up with my section, bringing it straight out. I've got my guide with me.
When you start to get around to the side, you pull it at an angle, right? You're not just going straight up, you're doing a round section, right?
The first section I go slightly straight, but then when I start to bear off, I'm coming round. But at the same time, remember, we're bringing it out from the scalp.
Right.
So if I'm coming on this section, that is straight out from the, on the head, yeah? So it's the shape of the curvature we're following, yeah? So like here, look at that. When you look in the mirror, that is coming straight out from the scalp, the curvature. That's what we're taking, yeah? Honestly, guys, I'll be honest with you. When I was probably first 2-3 years in barbering, hated scissor cuts. And the reason why is because I didn't know how to do it. And honestly, once you know how to do it, it is so enjoyable. I prefer this probably over skin fades, easily. And when I first learned barbering, all I wanted to do was skin fades. Honestly, such an enjoyable haircut. Same again, following from my profile, slightly coming over. Nice and tidy, yeah? There we go. Now, what do we do now?
Go on a little bit above your apex to pull your guide to that.
Perfect. Right, down again. Bring it all down. Now, what do I do? I'm not sweeping, I'm sectioning. So how am I going to cut back now?
Should we put a centre section in first?
Yeah.
From the guide at the top and then cut it in working from the top down? So put the new guide at the back in?
Yeah. So, going through the middle. Section away. Up to the right. Section away. Stand on the left. I've got my guide. You see that? I'm going to follow it. And as we can see, the shape of the head here is straight. I'm coming straight.
You don't want it thinning
So I'll
out.
start to get to this section here, and then start to angle.
So did you start at the apex or just in front of the apex?
Just in front of the apex to follow my guides, yeah?
You just want to shave it all.
And even if the top was square, this would always most likely be round, yeah?
Depends. Depends if you're looking for weight. If you're looking for weight, you're going to go square. If let's say they've got a really flat head, and you need to, you know, make more volume there, you're going to go square, aren't you? Yeah? Most common is a round layer at the back, but there is certain things you're going to need square. For instance, a disconnection all the way around, you would go square. Yeah? So again, working down on section, up straight, working down our columns. Did you see how we're working all the way around? We're not jumping from the middle to the side, working our way around, yeah? Because that's where our guide is. See that, guys? Yeah? Making sure we're working down our columns. Always go from our guide, from what we can see, yeah? Lewis, was it you that had a bit of trouble?
Yeah, well,
First day?
back,
Yeah, and that was long hair, wasn't it? Yeah. I remember when Mike cut off as well, yeah?
No, that was me.
That was Frankie, that's it. Yeah. So, Frankie, do you see how we're going round our section and we're just taking in our guide? So by taking a smaller section, it make it easier to find exactly where you want to go. And all you need to do,
How come you don't go right to the bottom?
because that's where we're going to connect afterwards. So I'm going to do that after. All I want to worry about is this. If the client had long hair and I wanted to do my layers all the way down, like a round layer, then I would be working my way down. But because I'm not, I'm just working on the top now, and then afterwards I'm going to connect into square, yeah?
I've noticed that too, like, what you consider the back is kind of higher up than I would.
What's that?
I've noticed when you do the back, you kind of stop higher up than I would, but you're right.
The reason why I start higher up is to find my guide. That's all it's about.
I mean, like,
Oh, you mean here? I stop higher up?
yeah, versus
Yeah. Because the reason why, so when I come to connecting, all I'm going to do is bring that out square. That's why I need to take off. If I start coming too far low, I'm going to round off that corner before I've even connected. That's why I don't want to do that. I want to stop right at the curvature. Yeah? And making sure, guys, even though we've got our guide, we're making sure it's coming directly straight out from the head. Yeah? What you don't want to do is end up, you know, over-directing, and that's how you get bits shorter, yeah? Working our way round, guys. And you see my little trick that I do? I come in, follow it up, then I let go, follow it with it, yeah? Slightly curving our fingers, working our way down. We can see where our last bit of layer is. Yeah, can you see that? Where the short point is? The short point's there. Yeah? Next column. Could you just pass me the spray? Thank you. Yeah. We're on good time. It's just a lot of detail to go through, isn't there? Working from the apex, guys, our guide. Just coming straight out from the head to go around, yeah?
Where is it used?
Next column. Working round again. You see my fingers, they're slightly curved. Ever so slightly. Yeah? And as you can see, guys, when I cut, I always rest one of my blades on there. Yeah? So if I come flat like that, I can cut myself. If I come in at a slight angle, you won't cut yourself, yeah? Same there. Got a guide in front of me now, behind and on my left, yeah? Now I've blended it all in. See? Cool. So now I can connect in, yeah? So coming over to the side. And as you can see, just that one little corner. See that? Coming over straight, just that one little corner. And that's how you start getting that ridge, that weight line. This is what we're taking out now. Very minimal to do, guys. Having everything down. As we're connecting, remember? Yeah? Quite lucky, because with this client, his hair's quite good as well. Quite easy to cut. Bringing it round. Any little corner that don't fit into our space.
That's the important part as well. I've actually forgot that a couple of times. When I'm connecting,
Yeah.
I'm just keeping one side.
This is so important. Just, you end up, you know, drying it down. You go to your scissor over comb or whatever, and you just get this massive weight. And you're like, what have I done? Why is it not? But always make sure, guys, we're bringing it out directly straight. Yeah? If we bring it up that way, we're going to take out a corner, and then it's going to slightly be short on that, yeah? So, now, we're going to dry the hair down. Yeah? We want to dry it down natural, guys, yeah? Can you see, guys? No weight lines here. See that? It all nicely sits in. Yeah? Looks like we're going to have a nice break, right? We're going to have a nice long break. Got to be back at 20 past, so you've got a good time.
What time are the guys coming in?
Half past. But you know, some clients come early, so it's better to be early. It's not too hot, is it? No. As you can see, guys, I'm just ruffling it up to get close to the root, to dry it quicker. Once I've dried it, then I'm going to place it back down naturally, yeah? So, after we've done that, now we're going to do a little bit of tapering. Yeah? Just to confirm, do you want it cut around the ears or do you still want it a little bit open? Don't mind that. Yeah?
I did do a little bit of
So I think we'll keep it slightly over the ears. Just slightly, but I really want to taper the back because it comes down quite low, yeah? So, with our tapering, come in with our comb and we angle out, yeah? And we cut that first layer off. Then we start to keep angling our comb out. See how I'm bringing it round, yeah? That is going to now show me how much I need to taper because it's going to stop itself, yeah? So as you can see, it's left just above the ear, yeah? Just exactly where I wanted it. Same again on this side. Same again, yeah? So it gives it a nice little taper. Then, if we need to, we can always just float up with scissor over comb, even though it doesn't really need it. We can always do that though. A little bit of tapering here as well, on the sideburn, it's quite big.
Tapering's a bit that confuses me, to be honest, man. Like, see when you come up and the nose comes out and then with the angle and stuff, like, I find it, I still don't really know what to do.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? If it was up to me, I'd end up cutting loads of bits. You know what I mean?
Okay, so the way how we do it is by us angling out the most. The more you angle out, the less you take off. Yeah? So when I would come in, let me start from the back to show you. Just put your head slightly down, please. When I come in, if I cut that, that's going to be a lot. So I always start at this angle. You see how where my comb is, it's really angled out. So when I cut this and I start to keep bringing it round, you'll see I've only tapered that bit there. Where if I come more flat, like this bit here, on this bottom bit, taking it all off. You see? So that's why the more you angle out, if you're ever unsure, just angle out more. Yeah? If it looks, oh my god, that looks like a lot, let me angle out more. Yeah? Same again.
Shorter hair too, man. I was trying to barely any hair comes through.
What's that?
With shorter hair too.
With a number 2?
No, just with shorter hair.
Yeah.
Like barely any hair comes through.
And,
I don't think
okay. And if you look at it and there's barely coming through, but you know you need to taper it, all you need to do, come in like that, just slightly bring it in more.
Okay, cool.
Because then you know, oh, there's not really much coming. I need to take more off though. I know what I do, I'll slightly angle it in more. That's all it's about, just bringing it in more. That's all it is. Same again, guys. We can see with the hair here, we can even comb down and cut it that way. Because the hair is growing at a different angle. Can we see that? Yeah? Does that make sense, you Frankie? Yeah? So look, I don't want to take too much first. Just going to take a little bit and keep bringing it round. I can see actually that's shorter, so I want to match it up. So now I'm going to come back in again and angle more. Slightly in, so it takes more off, yeah?
Yeah.
We just keep working it that way, and then we work down just because the hair is growing at a different angle. You see? And all I'm doing now, guys, is just a bit of scissor over comb floating up, yeah? So I'm just coming square now. Yeah? Would you like it square?
The difference, sorry.
Squared is when you actually have a squared line on the back of the base. You can have it just tapered like a natural. Yeah? So taper that down now. Working round. I would have already worked around my way, but I just wanted you to see all the back, yeah? So it was a nice little canvas for you. Same again. Working our way round. Remember, I want it to sit on the ear, so I don't want to take too much off. That's why I'm not angling out, angling in too much. Coming in. See that, guys? So it's tapering it for me, but it's not taking too much off. Yeah? I'm just going to point cut onto the hairs that are overhanging, yeah?
And you can't, it just sits over the ear, yeah?
Yeah, just. Only just. I don't want it too long. Same again, working around this area. And just point cutting into the section, yeah? You can see how it's laying. Same again, tape around this way, guys.
Yeah, just should it.
Working our way up. See?
I think actually. No, he works at but it's actually free. Mutual friends. Yeah. Take it from here. Yeah. And actually,
Same again, guys. Coming it down, just point cutting into the hairs that we don't want there, yeah? Always being careful of the ear. Because I'm sure the client wants to keep his ear, so we don't want to do taking it off there, yeah? Working around the ear. Just point cutting. Reason why we point cut, guys, why do we point cut?
More softer look.
More of a softer look, yeah. Good. Just a little bit of scissor over comb for any bits that don't sit right. Can you see with my scissor over comb, guys, I'm coming up, and you can see how everything lays in to one another. And if it overhangs, it means it's too long. It needs to be cut off, yeah? Cool. So now, we're going to do the fringe, then texturizing, and we're done. Yeah? Is that look? Yeah? Good. So guys, combing it down. Making the comb come out straight edge, just to rest it down, and just point cutting. You can either come in the center, you can come out the corner. Slightly taking that corner out, and just slightly rounding it. Yeah?
The left is hot, yeah?
Now guys, come round. We take out that corner, yeah? So this is my layers. This is my fringe. So you want to grab it right in between to this corner here. take off that slight corner. Short point to short point, right there. There's my fringe, can you see it? That's my layers. So I'm going to take out that corner. And all that's going to do is reduce the weight, yeah? Then we connect our fringe in.
Yeah.
Same again on the other side. Stand on this side, guys. Come in with our comb. Bring it over, yeah? Because we get even tension on both sides, yeah? Rather than standing the other way, like this. Yeah? We get even tension this way. This is why we do it this way, yeah? So check the top. Slight bit in the middle there.
You don't want to get cut into
Working our way round. Do a little bit of texturizing now as well. Only a little bit, because the client don't need too much. A little bit on the fringe. A bit of channel. Sorry. A little bit of texturizing on the sides, guys. Go. Just going to do a little bit of detailers on the back. Just to clean off the bottom bit. Same again on this side. Just doing it on the bottom bit. Okay. Just clear off all the excess. Would you like any product in your hair at all? Thank you. What I want to see a lot more of as well, guys, is using your brushes. Yeah? Yeah, because I don't see you using this enough.
please.
Yeah, that's good. That's all right. With your sideburns, would you like me to straighten them at all? Yeah.
Just straighten them where they are or a bit higher?
Let's put that there. Always make sure as well, guys, that we're doing these little final touches, yeah?
Is there a technique to doing that well smoothly without going into his beard? You know what I mean? 'Cause if you press down really hard, the beard is like going into his beard and that would be. You know what I mean?
If that was the case, I would just do it more of a natural
Yeah.
sort of, you know, like tapering it. I wouldn't put a line at all. Yeah? Yeah, and then we're done. Yeah? That's up to you.
Yeah,
Is that alright?
yeah.
Yeah? Good, good. So, just take that for a moment. Go. And make sure you clean off the plane. The cold air. Brush his neck off. And you can always use this bit here, yeah? As well. Is that alright for you?
Yeah, thank you.
Good, good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks.
Thank you, thank you.